Well, hello everyone and welcome to a rather chilly May morning here at London Luton Airport, where today we're flying over to Krakow with ultra low cost airline Wizzair. Let's go get checked in.
Near there, yeah.
Morning, my friend. Of course you can, mate. There you go.
Not really near, shoes.
Krakow.
Near and around there, yeah.
Yes, there's plenty out of.
Any bags to check in?
Oh yes, just one case, please. Coach. Thank you.
Dziś plecă fără cap de acasă, mă, n-ai văzut așa.
The only one, yeah?
Yeah, just the one, please. Thank you.
Any of these in your luggage? Any batteries, laptops?
No.
No.
I've got some lithium batteries in my bag, so it's good fine, yeah.
That's the one, please.
Lovely. Thanks a lot, mate. Have a good day. Okay, so that's check-in all done. Quite a little bit chaotic there, I thought, really, to be honest. It was very interesting. I don't know if you noticed, but I was in the non-priority queue, and when I was looking around, the non-priority queue seemed to be moving quicker than the priority queue, which was interesting. But anyway, so far so good. I've not come across any of Wizz Air's baggage restrictions, especially on my hand luggage. So let's head on through security now, and we'll see what's happening airside.
And this is where things started to go downhill. Security at Luton is one of the worst I have ever experienced. People were pushing and shoving, and the queues run like nothing I've ever seen before. If I ever fly to Luton again, I am definitely buying fast track security. I honestly don't care what it costs.
Right, that's security cleared, and my God, was that chaotic. What? I tell you what, I've been through many security checks. It's a way of life for me, working in aviation and that, but I have never experienced anything like that. It was just chaos. People barging and shoving everywhere. And then the queues, I mean, is this what Luton's usually like? But anyway, let's go get something to drink now. I need something after that.
Unfortunately, the views at Luton are somewhat limited, but I did find this spot at Burger King. Afterwards, I decided to explore the terminal a bit more, where I came across this handsome chap. It's like looking in a mirror. Luckily, I found a spot where I could see today's aircraft pulling onto stand. A 1-year-old, almost 2, AIRBUS A321NEO with the registration 9 Hotel Whiskey Delta Lima, which was delivered fresh to Wizzair in July of 2023.
Boarding pass?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Right now, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, so here's one of my first issues I have with Wizzair. When I bought the ticket on the website, I got the option to get priority boarding with the quick travel package, more about which package I've chosen later on. But at the boarding gate, you're put into kind of a holding area where the priority boarding passengers are mixed with the non-priority, so I don't really get the point of it.
20 minutes later.
We must have been stood around for about 20 minutes waiting to board the aircraft, but eventually we were allowed on 10 minutes before our scheduled departure time. I just want to take a moment to thank each and every one of you who has subscribed to the channel. Your support is really appreciated, and if you do want more content, then please do consider supporting the channel by hitting the subscribe and like buttons down below.
Jak również korzystanie w tym momencie z toalet czy urządzeniach chronicznych jest również zabronione, a palenie jest dziś niedozwolone podczas trwania całej dzisiejszej podróży. Dziękujemy za uwagę.
Welcome on board the Wizzair Airbus A321NEO. This is just one of 148 that the airline currently has in service, with a whopping 239 on order to be delivered up to 2029.
In 2024, Wizzair was announced as the worst airline in the UK for delays, with the average of being about 30 minutes. But today they decided to go even further as we pushed back nearly 45 minutes late. So, finally on our way. After takeoff, we headed towards Ipswich, then out over the North Sea, passing over Rotterdam, then through Germany into the Czech Republic, then we started our descent for Krakow, before entering Poland. Flight time was 2 hours 5 minutes, cruising at 37,000 feet. Another thing that Wizzair have not got a good reputation for is customer service. They were named as the worst airline in a Which survey in the UK for customer service. And that, to be honest, doesn't seem to be far from the truth, as after 15 minutes in flight I'd still not seen any sign of the crew to come out offering any form of service whatsoever. Eventually I was able to get something to eat, and I decided to go for a meal deal which consisted of a chicken wrap, a can of Coke and a Kit Kat, and I'd have to say the wrap was better than I expected, very tasty. In total it came to €13.50.
So we're about an hour into the flight now. We've got about an hour to go before we land in Krakow. And well, I thought I might share a little bit of information with you today, because today, 19th of May 2025, is actually a special day for Wizzair, as today is the 21st anniversary of their first flight from Katowice to London Luton. So happy anniversary, Wizzair. And what have they really achieved in that time? And I have to say they've achieved quite a lot, to be honest. At the moment they operate over 800 routes from 32 bases across Europe, and they have 200 destinations across Europe, North Africa and now to the Middle East. And they really are branching out their wings and becoming more of a long-haul airline, well, sort of a low-fares long-haul airline, which is really interesting. At time of recording, their longest route is from Katowice to Abu Dhabi, which is between 5 to 6 hours, give or take. And when they start taking delivery of their XLRs, that's going to increase from Gatwick to Jeddah, and that's again, that's between 6 to 7 hours. It'd be certainly interesting to spend 7 hours on one of these aircraft. And also as well, last year they carried 64 million passengers. With the exception of the COVID years, they've just continued to grow and expand year on year of operation.
And it turns out that 7-hour flight on Wizzair may be closer than I expected, as the day after I recorded this flight, the airline took delivery of its very first A321XLR from Airbus. The aircraft with the registration Golf X-Ray Lima Romeo Alpha is the first of 47 on order destined for the airline. Okay, so let's take a look at what you pay for. At first glance, these seats look very similar to what's fitted on the AIRBUS A321NEO. The legroom is a little bit snug on Wizzair. They have one of the smallest seat pitches I know of, at only 28 inches, that compared to being EasyJet's 29 and Ryanair's 30. And believe me, those 2 extra inches make a big difference.
Oh my!
In the seat pocket, you'll find a safety card, sick bag, as well as the in-flight magazine, which also serves as the in-flight retail magazine. There's also a coat hook, which is a little bit of a nice surprise. And that's about it, to be honest. But given that Wizz Air is a low-cost airline, I was not expecting much more, to be honest. Okay, so onto the toilets now. This is one of 2 at the rear of the cabin, fitted into the galley area, which makes these a little tight in my opinion. But they still do the job, and there's nothing special, and they're quite clean to say the least. Now on this panel on the door here has a cabin crew jump seat fitted onto the outside, which still bewilders me to this day. I mean, how can this be secure and safe for the crew member?
Welcome to Krakow Airport. Our local time is midday. Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captain has switched off the fastest belt sign. Please be careful while opening compartments and check the spot in front of you for any personal belongings that you have brought on board with you. Thank you for complying with the no smoking policy, and let's remind you that smoking will be allowed on the special designated smoking areas outside of the terminal building. All electronic devices must remain in flight mode until we open the main doors. Captain, at today's crew, would like to thank you for choosing Wizzair, which represents stay in Poland, and for those of you on your return journey, we would like to welcome you home once again. Thank you and goodbye, dear passengers. We also would like to apologize you for our today's delay and any inconvenience it may have caused. Thank you for your patience and understanding.
Despite leaving Luton 45 minutes late, the pilots did manage to make up some time and we landed 25 minutes behind schedule. Okay, so let's talk money. For today's flight, I paid a total of £79.22, which I thought was a great price. I personally paid more to get from Birmingham to Nottingham. The final price was made up of £28.99, which was the ticket price. And remember earlier when I was talking about the different packages on sale, I decided to go for the Wizz Pack and Go, which was cheaper than the quick travel at just £50.10. That allowed me to check in my bag and choose my seat as well, but it doesn't include any of the priority check-in or boarding. And to be honest, I'm glad I did choose this package, because for the extra money and for what I saw in Luton, I didn't feel that the priority passengers got the service they deserved.
Alright, thank you.
So after I came off possibly the shortest bus ride of my life, and I'm seriously not joking, look, you can still see the aircraft from the drop-off point. What are my thoughts on Wizzair? Well, the only way I could describe it is you get what you pay for. Yes, the fares are amazingly cheap, which is one of their unique selling points, but that is about it. The onboard service is basic at best, and for an airline called Wizz, no one seems to do any sort of whizzing around. The service just seemed a bit robotic, and everything just seemed to be done with minimal effort. There was no personality, no personal touches involved. And as for that delay, I don't understand why we left so late, because according to Flight Radar 24, the aircraft arrived into Luton 10 minutes early. We got no information from anyone. Hopefully though, things will change, as they have announced a £12 billion investment into a customer-focused transformation plan. But after 21 years in operation, surely you should already be customer-focused. As I always say though, this may just be a one-off. I really hope it is just a one-off, as it's the first time I've flown on Wizzair. Okay, that's it from me. Another flight and airline in the bag. Let me know your thoughts on Wizzair in the comments below. I'm off now, but we're back soon with another video. So until then, take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you all next time. Goodbye for now.